All right. Good day and good morning. And it is morning, like 5:30 a.m. Oof. And so, yeah, I just thought I'd answer a quick question. People keep posting on Nextdoor and stuff on how do I get away from Spectrum and paying like $200 a month for cable and all the boxes and everything. And first off, let me just say that you can. Okay, it is possible, but it's a pain in the ass. And so here's what you're going to have to do, and there's a whole series of things. So give me a couple minutes to collect my thoughts, okay? And so first, if you have an old TV, you consider upgrading the TV to where it has some kind of app status. Now that's going to cause a couple of problems, and it's going to solve a couple of problems, okay? First off, you can always get a Fire Stick, right? And you're probably going to need a Fire Stick either way. So if you have a new TV that has the apps, we're still using a damn Fire Stick, which you can hardwire. You can buy a special piece that goes onto this Fire Stick, and it can be hardwired with an Ethernet line right to your router box, right? So you can actually hardwire it. So if you're getting a lot of spinning, it will kind of fix that a little bit because you're not working off of the internet. It's now hardwired, okay? So that is possible. Okay, so I want you to know that on this virus, the reason we're using this isn't so much for Amazon Prime or any of that crap, right? We have found that Amazon TV is like our last choice, if ever. Right? And just about everything you click on Amazon Prime is probably some kind of free subscription that you're going to ultimately have to pay out the butt for. And ultimately, things like your sports packages through Amazon, they don't cancel, guys, after sports season's over. It still seems to charge you whatever the hell it is, every month after, even though there is no football game right now, right? And so, anyway, let's move on. So, why do we have this and why upgrade the TV? Okay, so if you upgrade your TV, you can get the Spectrum app, right? There's an actual app, okay, and that app we'll get rid of the boxes, right? You're paying 10 or 15 bucks for a box or whatever. You can get rid of all that. You can get the Spectrum app, return the boxes, and when you return the boxes, make sure you get the new upgraded internet modem thing. It's actually two pieces, right? And so and it's actually much nicer and it's a lot faster, and so we ultimately got rid of ours. And the reason we got rid of that because we kept their main box, right? But then we got our own router, and so we got a router that was allowed us to put a privacy blocker. I don't know if you can see this down here in the corner. I have one of these privacy express VPN blockers so that I can, download stuff from like Pirate Bay. I know. Shh. Don't tell anybody. But that's another way that you can go about getting TV. Another way is the thing called IPTV. This is why I have the Fire Stick now, right? Because you can jailbreak it or whatever you want to call it. There's a thing where you can get an app. It's like a downloader app. I think it's called Downloader. And then that allows you to put illegal apps, I guess. Not illegal apps, but apps that are not approved, right? And they're not approved because they're things like IPTV, which is Internet Protocol Television, right? And what it is you can type that in, IPTV apps, services, and you pay anywhere from 10 or 5 to 25 bucks, and it more or less will stream up to 6,000 channels in like multiple languages direct to you, but you have no control over it, right? You can't fast forward, you can't rewind, you can't do any kind of, you can't do anything. It's just a rebroadcast. So you get stuck with whatever it's being rebroadcast, and sometimes it spins quite a bit. So one of the best or the top was called XTV. It actually changed names a bunch of times because it's illegal, right? And so, yeah, IPTV. You can check it out. So we literally pay like 15 bucks a month or something like that. And my dad gets all. So the big problem with this whole fiasco here is getting live news. I know. I hate it. I could go without news altogether and I could just live off of Netflix and some other stuff. But some people can't, some people actually, saw presidents assassinated and stuff. And so they absolutely have to have their news because they never know what's going to happen next, right? And so I honestly could do without it, but honestly, so short of having like an antenna. And so let's take a second and let me just, before we get into antennas and what you can get out of this, you don't want any of these cheap things on us. You got to spend about 65 bucks and you got to get a booster. So it's an amplifier or something. So you need an amplifier piece. So buy that separate and don't get any of this crap. You want something that's like this. It's all metal, right? And that's not even all metal. That's still junk, right? That's junk. This here is absolute junk. It's got some kind of motor or something that's supposed to spin by itself magically. No. All right. This thing has 22 names. All right. You right now could become a manufacturer and distributor of this particular antenna. Name it Tom's Antenna. Woo! $55, baby. And they break 99% of the time. Horrendous reputation. Don't buy that. You'll have to return it. Okay. But we did get one that was all metal. I don't even see it here in the list. Anyway, I got an all metal one like that right there. That's the one we got, right? So get that and just point it the right flipping direction, right? You might have to get a compass app on your phone, right? Turn the phone and figure out which way is north, right? And point it towards the closest major city. So this thing will do like 75 miles, something like that, depending on the booster you get. And that's why you're going to get that range. It's going to come down to that booster. So that would get you free TV, right? So for really like $100, you got to ground this too. It's a smart thing if you put a little ground wire onto that somehow. And there's videos on how you can install this, but it might cost you $350 or something to have this put in. But you could have free TV, and if you can get away with internet and not need internet at all, you could have local news, and you go back to just having it the barbaric 1960s way, or you can add that into the whole mix. So getting live news is a headache. And so here's what I mean. You can get it through the XTV app, right? You can get it through the antenna. All right, you can get it through the app, through Spectrum, but then you're paying, and it's something like $15 a month. I'm telling you, it's dirt cheap. So we're paying like 60, 65, $70 for the internet, right? $15 for the app, which gets us all the stations. That gets us our news and stuff, right? And then the movies are coming through Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, right? Or I'm using an Express VPN, right? And I'm hopping onto, places I shouldn't go to, and downloading movies, complete movies. Okay, so you can get that through, different other things too. And so I think that brings me to the end of my video here. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the Spectrum app. So there is an app, and so ultimately it's getting that news thing, that live TV. Honestly, I don't care about the live TV programs and stuff that are out there. Mostly you can find other places. And so again, back to that original thought with the TV. If you have an old TV, you probably, upgrading it to one of these Roku TVs, okay, has caused a lot of problems, right? And so I know maybe I've already solved your problem with what you're trying to figure here, but keep in mind the Roku TV has a way of blocking you out from putting in IPTV apps. And so they have a way of kind of making you pay for the different apps that you do put on there. And so we haven't found a way to get around. I guess XTV did have an app that was on Roku, and it got knocked off, you can see, but it still does exist. As of this date here, 12/17/2020, we are actively using this XTV, yes. And so, but it's horrible. Trust me, it's horrible. But the truth is, this whole election thing, people were having a hard time getting news and all that. I'm telling you, it's crazy how bad. And it's even worse when you go and you look up news on the internet. They have all these blockers, like you've got to pay or you got to turn your ad blocker off. By the way, there's really good ad block. That one right there, I highly recommend. Yes, it'll block video ads, everything. Oh, God, you couldn't even go to YouTube without something like this. And so at the end of the day, yeah, it's horrible. There's a lot of big problems out here in our world. Trying to get live news, that's kind of how you have to go about it. You need that antenna, you need XTV or something like that, where you're going to have to pay for, a cable subscription. The cheapest way to go is to get the app version. You can put that app, I think, you definitely put the app onto a Roku TV, right? I don't know if you can put that Spectrum app onto the Fire Stick. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's possible. I don't think it is. Anyway, we've got a lot of craziness going on. We have a nice new Roku TV that has, a crazy upgraded, ExpressVPN router, which was like $175, right? But it does a heck of a lot more than what the Spectrum router does. Oh my goodness. I mean, my reach right now, I'm on the other side of the building with this thing, and I'm able to, I have pretty fast internet. I have no problems. and I'm not on Ethernet at all. Although I am hardwired, I think somehow I'm on a network. This new computer created a network or something this time. So yeah, loving it, and it's a Lenovo laptop. But dig it anyway. We're getting off topic. But yes, that's how you fix your whole internet thing. Don't pay $225. I think is what we were paying when we returned the 5 different TV devices that we were renting every month, right? And don't get TV, phone or anything through that. It just seems, yeah. Anyway, I'm done. Gonna move on. So check out, all the fun things to do in Daytona Beach. I want to travel to.com. About 85 pages of content there. Learn about your local area. You can come blog, share your thoughts. And if you need handyman services, I got a handyman service and a web marketing service, which is how you found this video. All right. Hey, thanks for stopping by. BowmanWebServices.com. I want to travel to.com. Have a great day.